that leads to more sales too. And you get to streamline your systems and processes, and actually that also helps with growth.
You're listening to Thrive by Design, business, marketing, and lifestyle strategies for your jewelry brand to flourish and thrive. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Thrive by Design podcast, episode number 59. Today, I am here with my good friend, Robin Kramer. Robin, welcome.
Thanks, Tracy. I'm super psyched to be here.
Well, I can't believe it's episode 59. We're almost to episode 60, which sounds insane to me. Isn't it crazy?
It went by really fast, huh?
Totally fast. And this week we are hosting our live event in New York City for our mastermind program.
You know what? I can't believe it's already here.
I can't believe it's here. You know, when Robin and I set out to start a mastermind, gosh, like 3-4 years ago. Was it 4 years ago? 3 years ago?
It was 2013. It was January 2013.
We started our first mastermind. I guess it was about 6 months into the business. Mm-hmm. We had a couple designers wanting a lot of one-on-one, so we developed a mastermind program for them. And wow, how those programs evolve. We're now doing live events and we're selling tickets to the, our community and stuff like that so they can join in on our live mastermind, which has been really amazing. So I'm excited. In a couple days, we're going to be here with, tons of designers in one room, which is so fun.
And what's even cooler is they're from all over the world.
All over the world. Yeah, Kat's coming from Hong Kong, and Jeanette's coming from Canada, and Pilar's coming from Mexico. So cool. And then we have obviously a ton of people in the United States. But I love masterminds, and I love talking about how to grow your business and how specifically to grow your business when you have that sort of one-on-one support. So today we're going to share with you how 6 designers grew their businesses like crazy in just 6 months. So we're using this 6-month marker because Robin and I do sort of quarterly check-ins with the designers to see how they're doing. And I was like amazed at some of the changes and some of the growth that was happening. It was just like nuts. So we wanted to share with you some of the things that these designers did. And the reason why, I'm going to dominate the beginning of this conversation, I think primarily because I am so passionate about masterminds. Robin, am I passionate about masterminds?
Oh my gosh, beyond. Yeah.
I'm so annoying to Robin, I think, because I'm in a mastermind. I have been for a year and a half now, where we travel to these live events, which has made such a huge impact on the Flourish and Thrive business, my personal growth, and also my jewelry business because of the intense, compacted sort of energy focused on my business from all these other people in my mastermind. And I'm obsessed with it. In fact, I'm so obsessed with it that a couple years ago, when I was, I had been working with a coach just sort of one-on-one. And I was like, Robin, we got to practice what we preach. We're both working with coaches, yep, because we want to make sure that we are growing our businesses and doing the same things that we suggest to designers to do, because we really do believe that one-on-one feedback as well as community and group feedback is really important. So I'm going to share my experience a little bit with my mastermind. And then I know Robin has a different sort of mastermind experience where she gets together with some groups. She's part of a BNI group, and she's also part of a smaller mastermind of her peers, I guess you would say, right? Okay. So I just want to preface it a little bit. So, I am so passionate about masterminds. And, I had applied to a few masterminds years ago, and, I didn't necessarily decide to participate because it was a huge investment. And at the time, I didn't think I could, and I hate to use this, afford it, because I was coming from a small place in, a small business-minded place. And I say small because I think that the reason why I was afraid to invest at that time was because I didn't know how I would be making those monthly payments. And it was a big investment at the time for me. And I regret not signing up for those because I had a bunch of friends who did, and the changes in their businesses were really crazy. So when the opportunity came around to join my mentor Ryan Levesque's mastermind, I jumped on it right away. In fact, I was so excited about it that I didn't even read his sort of invitation letter that sort of outlined everything that was involved in the mastermind. I just got on a call with one of his coaches and I said, okay, I'm in. Within 24 hours, I had signed up for this super high level mastermind with some of like the smartest business owners I have ever met in my entire life. It's pretty crazy. And I feel so lucky that I came across that opportunity, because now it's really hard to get into his mastermind. Since I was one of the first people to join, I had all these other privileges, plus the amazing support of people that Ryan had worked with one-on-one. And the thing that I really loved about Ryan's mastermind is that some of the people in this mastermind have been integral to helping me grow both of my businesses. And I don't know how to really describe it. We don't really talk about the back end of Flourish and Thrive, but our business here and our outreach and the way we've supported our community has changed in so many ways. Like, we would never have developed our Diamond Insiders Club if it wasn't for, being in that mastermind, because I would have never thought about having, a membership where people could come in and, be supported on a daily basis like that. We were doing something very different before, and we've seen just crazy growth from those people. I never would have thought of doing a lot of different things in my business, like launching our Sales Amplifier Bootcamp, which was a whole new way of, giving away a free training that was like really impactful for so many businesses. And then I also didn't really, think about different things that I could have done to help support my team. And those things that I've learned so much have really, in my opinion, I don't know if Robin would say this, but in my opinion, have helped me become such a better leader for the team at Flourish and Thrive, and to help me be a better communicator about what it is that I need, and to really understand what my business needs have been, so that I can actually get help with those needs. And with that being said, like, in my mastermind, everyone comes to the table with different things they're working on. Like, one of my fellow masterminders, was having cash flow issues. So we all brainstormed ideas on how he can increase his cash flow. Another one of our masterminders was having difficulty with customer relationships. He had some people that were really complaining a lot about some service or something that he offered, and he was really concerned about how he was going to turn that relationship around. Other people have come to the table with brilliant ideas about how to support community, or ways that they've used in their business to become more efficient. I learned all about this new methodology called, or it was new to me, it's not new, methodology called Scrum, to help, increase productivity inside a business. We are still working on implementing it here, but I've got to experience how other people have used it to really, really grow their businesses. So there's so much I've learned. I could go on and on for hours, but I wanted to share, a little bit about my experience, like being in a really strong mastermind group, because, whether or not you guys ever decide to join a mastermind like ours at Flourish and Thrive Academy, or you decide to create a peer-generated mastermind, I hope what we share with you today is going to teach you a little bit more about how you can really get support from people in a mastermind group. So I want to hand it over to you, Robin. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about your experience masterminding with other people?
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible. And I want to add, what's been great about these, not only are you getting work on your business, but it's also the technical aspect of it. There's a lot of technology out there, and there's been so much that I know you've brought from your mastermind about the different
even like autoresponder sequences for how a jewelry designer could use autoresponder sequences in, growing their email list and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And even we use Slack, and
all the productivity tools came straight from my mastermind, because I was like, Slack, what's that? And we were like emailing all the time, and then Robin's like, you didn't get my email from 3 days ago, you didn't answer. I'm like, I didn't see your email, because I get 300 a day, which is no joke. So we've really streamlined and become more efficient. But also, I want to know, you're in BNI, and you're a huge proponent of the BNI network, Business Networking International. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that particular mastermind has grown? Because it's kind of a networking group, but also a mastermind.
Yeah, I love it because it is the consistency of it. Like for me, I go every Thursday morning. I call it my sales and marketing meeting.
Yeah.
And it is, it's an hour and a half dedicated. I usually get there a little bit early. I stay a little bit late, but it's an hour and a half dedication to my business. What's really cool about it is that no two people have the same occupation. So I'm hearing pitches, and part of it is you pitch what you do, and I hear pitches from other people, so I get ideas. I'm required to also meet one-on-one with people to learn more about their business. I'm all about referral business and jewelry designers, there's so many different ways to sell your
referral business is huge.
Oh my
for
gosh.
me. For my jewelry business, it's like, so referrals are huge.
And I'm always wanting to learn, how can I provide great information to designers about how they can up their business, how they can and do this. So it's
Can I stop you there just for a second? Because you just inspired a thought for me.
Yeah.
And, I think it's important to do a lot of different types of masterminding and networking. But I think the most important thing is to get ideas from other people who are not in your business, because a lot of the things that they're doing, regardless of if it's in the same industry or not, can really inspire ideas for you to grow. Right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And in fact, what's super cool is that because no two people have the same occupation, you're going to come across, it could be, somebody who you could partner with.
Yes.
So there's just so many different ways to use that. I also have been...
you have a peer-driven group, right?
I do. I have a peer-driven group that we hold each other accountable. We do different things, and we're still in the same kind of industry.
Are you all like in the wholesale, retail kind of
wholesale,
like product
retail,
industry?
Yeah,
okay.
Product industry, gift and jewelry. But what's really cool about it is that because we're coming different aspects of the business, again, we get to learn from each other of like, oh, well, how could we work together? How could inventory work with sales and what's going on with website and what's, I'm not I don't have those techno skills, but I'm always fascinated. Like what would be great for our jewelry designers, is Shopify it? Or is there another website that's coming on board? Or so just really getting experts in different areas to come together is really empowering and insightful.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so great. So I want to dive in and talk a little bit more about some of the specific things that these 6 designers did to grow their business in 6 months. But before we do, here's a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is NinaDesigns.com. Nina Designs is a wholesale jewelry supply company started by a jewelry designer for jewelry designers. And we just love what Nina offers to the jewelry community and to the emerging artist community. Her designs are really unique, and she has very special things, especially for emerging designers who want to break out into a jewelry business and really grow their jewelry business. Nina is awesome. She has a really wonderful business savvy sense. Nina Cooper, the owner of Nina Designs. And we're very excited to invite her to speak at our live event in New York City in September. Nina is really cool. She's always supporting the jewelry community, and I'm excited to have her give back. So it's another reason, another one of our preferred vendors who's really in favor of supporting jewelry artists who are emerging in the jewelry industry. And she's so supportive that she has offered the Flourish and Thrive Academy and the Thrive by Design community a $10 discount off of your order over at ninadesigns.com. And you can claim that by entering the code THRIVE at checkout. Once again, pop on over to ninadesigns.com, enter the code THRIVE, and get $10 off your order. And I want to mention that it's a one-time use per customer. So pop on over to Nina Designs after the show. Okay, Robin, so now we're going to dive into how 6 designers grew their businesses like crazy in the last 6 months. So we wanted to share some of the stories of a few of the designers that we've worked with in our mastermind. We currently have over 21, I think.
21 people total.
21 people. Okay, yeah. So 20 businesses in our mastermind, which has been really, really fun this year, which has been exciting because we had 15 last year, right? So super cool. I think one of the things that's really important that we wanted to talk about is that there's a common thread between all these designers is that they're really engaged, really eager to grow their businesses, and they really wanted support to help them sort of maximize this process of growth for them, because they were all on a stage, all ready for growth. They all wanted to get to that next level. But the truth of the matter is they were all at different levels in business, and they all had very different business models. Like in our mastermind, we have people from the art jewelry world. We have a very successful Etsy business owner. We have several designers that are primarily wholesale, but by no means are all of them wholesale. Some of them were just trying to break into wholesale for the first time. Some of our designers did most of their business on Amazon, or one of them in particular. We have a designer who focuses primarily on custom jewelry, but several of them do custom jewelry, right?
Yes, several of them do custom jewelry. And then we also have one of our designers who actually opened her first retail store.
That's exciting, right?
So exciting.
And one of them closed down her retail store
Right.
this year. So we have everything from very established designers to some who are just starting out but kind of getting to that next level. And they've all had really great success and exposure in all different areas. You know, we even have one designer who's doing really well by getting more exposure on social media and engagements. And then others who are more focused on like craft shows and shows like that, right, Robin?
Yeah, some retail shows.
Retail shows, yeah, that's right. So we just wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of a mastermind because, you know, you really have this level of increased accountability. Robin, you like talking about accountability a lot because you and your badass bitches, excuse me, I don't even know if we're allowed to say that here, but I know the name of Robin's mastermind.
Yeah,
but how does accountability sit in place for you?
Having a mastermind and staying accountable, it just keeps you moving forward. And that's one of my favorite things is that being able to encourage people, but to have somebody that they are accountable. And we do lots of check-ins at our restaurant.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think also the other thing that's amazing is that you're getting one-on-one support for your particular business needs. So in my mastermind, I have a coach, or had a coach named Robert. He just left. I'm so sad. Now I have a new coach who I haven't worked with yet. But Robert, you know, like a lot of the stuff that I was working on last year was really team building. So he would come in and I would tell him like what I was struggling with and he would be able to laser focus. In fact, I even had my team members take specific calls with them so they could talk about me, not necessarily behind my back, but like how I could improve so that we could work together as a team. And so I really feel like, you know, one of the things that we've seen the best results with these masterminds in our group is that they're able to focus on their specific needs, whether it be streamlining systems to grow their retail store, or whether it be like how to improve their systems for their custom jewelry business, or to have better relationships with their wholesale reps, right, Robin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, you know, you might get, this is a big one. You're going to get ideas from what other people are doing. And you get to find out, as Tracy had said earlier, that, you know, she learned so much from the other people in her mastermind that are doing something so completely different. So that's super important and things that you might not even think of. And then you also get really targeted support from other designers who are in the mastermind. So can you imagine like a whole team wanting you to be successful and win?
And everyone gets so excited too. And I think, you know, one other benefit that, you know, we've created also in our Diamond Insiders Club, but there's something so different about the intimacy of a very smaller group because I feel like the trust level is so high and you're really in the cone of silence. Like people do not share anything. They share between themselves, but like, you know, you have this opportunity to be really vulnerable and be very specific about what's going on so that you can actually get the support that you need. And I love that because like the transformation on the other side, it's like people who could just like get feedback and one little tweak makes a huge difference. And like, you know, they end up landing the customer or they end up solving a problem that they were having or whatever it is.
I like Tracy calls it the circle of trust.
The circle of trust. Because that circle of trust is very important. And then I also think, you know, from an outsider's view as someone who's helping these masterminds, you know, and someone personally who sometimes gets really stuck in my own business because I can only see it one way, even though I try to see it multiple ways. And I know Robin can relate because she works with me all the time, is that it's nice to get other people's like perspectives because sometimes someone else can see a situation or circumstance that you're dealing with in such a different way that opens up. It's like you hear the angels singing from the sky and the skies open up and there's this white light pouring down on you because like you're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. And it can really get you out of those moments when you feel like you can't move forward. And I think I've seen it happen so many times this year, even within like the first 3 months. So we wanted to share like some of the things that are going on with some of the masterminds. So I'm going to let Robin start with Lisa.
Oh, Lisa Crowder, who has actually been in business for a really long time. She's had a very steady, stable business. She's an incredible designer.
She's more like an art jeweler.
Totally.
Target, yep.
And so what's been wonderful to see is that she's got a more steady flow of reorders And she's actually increased web orders from nothing
From nothing.
to actually having web orders. So she's redone her website. I mean, there's been some really serious progress.
Yeah, her website went through a major overhaul. It's so much better now.
So much better and so much more shoppable. And she also is getting much more PR, which is a huge
Yeah,
win.
she got 2 PR placements just in the last 6
1
months.
month.
In
Yeah.
1 month. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. Within the last month.
Yeah. So really exciting. She's more organized, which is she's got increased social media engagement. Actually, her social media engagement's up 30%, which is huge.
Okay, what else, Robin?
Oh my gosh. Well, she streamlined her systems, which have allowed her to actually follow up with her customers on a more timely basis and get more orders.
That is awesome. It's increased her overall sales, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And her relationships with her buyers.
You know, one of the things that I feel like Lisa benefited from the most was that, she's a mom. She's not a single mom. She has a partner, but she's a mom. She's very busy, and she just felt overwhelmed all the time. And she did have a successful business before, but I think it helped her really get down to the nuts and bolts of what it is that she needed to do in order to maximize her earning potential, maximize her business potential, and get more sales in general.
Absolutely. It's kind of opened the door into creating the business she totally wants.
Exactly. All right. So the next story I wanted to share is one of Karina Harris of Waffles and Honey. She is really a master at marketing. I mean, it's no wonder. She did come from a marketing position when she was working at Oracle, but the girl knows how to package. She really does wonderful packaging. She has great marketing ideas and has done a beautiful job with the imagery on her site overall, right?
Absolutely. She really gets her customers excited too. So
She really does. So Karina's done so many things that I think are impressive throughout her period working with us. And some of them have been ideas inspired by her, but I think the most impressive, one of my favorite things, I use her as an example all the time of how she curates an opt-in to try and get people to sign up for her email list, because she has this whole VIP program for her Waffles and Honey's customers who, if they sign up, they have first access to curated sales. She only does them twice a year. She's not big on sales, but they get the first look and the first touch. So whenever she has those sales, things sell out right away because she's created this sense of urgency. And I just love that tactic that she's used. It's been really, really good for her. But the thing I love about Karina is that she decided to leave her job. And within her first month full time, she did her first month of $20,000 in sales, which is
huge.
So awesome. So awesome. I take that any month, when I was just starting out, obviously. And I want to, obviously I would take it even now. I like having $20,000 months in sales, even these days. I think that's so cool. Robin and I were at New York Now yesterday, and we're sitting with the buyer of Uncommon Goods, Sharon. And Karina's working with Sharon at Uncommon Goods, which is an introduction we connected her to, right?
Yeah, and you know what? And they have a great relationship. They have a great working relationship and enjoy working together.
And some of the really big shifts that I've seen with Karina this year have been pretty amazing, because she hired her first assistant for marketing, which is really cool.
I also want to mention that Karina took 3 weeks off this year.
Oh yeah, didn't she go to Thailand?
She traveled with her boyfriend, and what was so cool is that she was able to do that. She set up her business so she could actually do that and still sell.
That's my favorite thing. Yeah. Heading out of town, have your jewelry business running without you. I talk about it all the time. Okay, so the next company we want to talk about is Soulku. Elisa and Allison at Soulku. Robin, I'm going to let you lead this one, because these girls have been in business for a long time when they came to us, right? Oh, yeah, 3 years.
Just 3 years.
Maybe not that long. I'm thinking, yeah.
Just 3 years, but they have been on fire, and these girls are really on a mission. And what's really been exciting is that they're creating, what they've done in their business now is they're really creating strong relationships with their reps, which has proven to increase their...
So let's talk a little bit about their business, because they have a business where they do inspirational jewelry and candles and essential oils, and all their products are packaged and made by stay-home moms.
Yes, and there's also an inspirational message with them. and they're really passionate about what they do, and it really comes through not only in their packaging but how they present themselves and who they want to align themselves with as well.
So they'd already been selling to stores, right?
Yeah, they've already been selling to stores, and they have a rep group they've been working with. And we actually saw an opportunity for them to increase their prices. Their wholesale prices weren't where we...
we just wanted them to get better margins out of it.
Absolutely.
So their profits increased, yeah.
And to not be afraid of that. And their product is still actually selling more. Their relationships with their reps have gotten stronger.
Why have they gotten stronger? Because I know you were working directly with them.
Well, really communication. Really communicating with them.
I keep talking over you.
But the communication, we both feel so passionately about communication. But also looking at, when you're working with a rep group, there's always a couple of shining stars, and really connecting with those shining stars,
right,
and making sure what they're doing is passed around to the others there. So,
and because of that, their sales increased by how much, Robin?
Oh my gosh, their sales have increased by 50%. It's amazing.
In wholesale. That's
wholesale.
Amazing. And, I was working with them mostly. Robin focuses on different areas of the business than I do. I focus more on marketing, and I've been working with them on improving their newsletter and tightening it up so they have stronger calls to action. And that's really been helping them improve and get more open rates and improve their conversions from the newsletters, which has been really fun.
Yeah, and they're also been working on new product. And introducing that new product and being able to expand their line a little bit, which is great, and looking for more rep groups in different parts of the country, and growing their internal business, their internal structure. So hiring some help, which has been huge.
Hiring some help, which is great. Those girls are awesome.
And also with the direct-to-consumer focus, the better communication, as you were saying, but also getting more sales on their website.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, we want to mention that, they were really trying to grow their website traffic to increase their sales there. It's perfect. So another designer, such a talented designer as well, Samantha Louise Larkin.
Yeah, and Samantha is, she designs fine jewelry.
Yes.
And she has, really wanted to increase her business, but also she opened a store.
Yeah, she was in the process when she started the mastermind of opening her store, which is so crazy. And she has two lines, Samantha Louise and Metalmark, and she was going in a totally different direction because I think that her focus was primarily the fine jewelry trade shows and working into getting in wholesale. And this woman has a VIP package for wholesale like no other that I've seen. She is really determined to create these strong partnerships with her wholesale partners, as she calls them, because she really believes it's a partnership. So she really dialed down on that packaging and tightened it up. I know that her objectives were to, really make a success of the opening of her retail store, and also to, tighten up her collection. She edited out a bunch of things, and it's improved her sales significantly. And I think the coolest thing, which I would like you to share about what happened after 3 months of opening their store, which is really cool.
Well, in 3 months of just opening her store, her brick and mortar, they hit their number for the year that they were going to hit.
So in 3 months, they did 12 months worth of sales that they were hoping to do. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah, so they are doing really, really well, and they really contribute that growth to, having the support to set up the processes and systems to streamline everything. And I know when Samantha came and spoke with me for the first time, I can only speak from personal experience, that she was already at a very successful level, had been doing well, making lots of sales. But she felt really overwhelmed, and she was doing a lot of her business, on her own, growing it. She had some help, but not as much as she would have liked probably. And she was very overwhelmed. And she, I think one of her hesitations in signing up for something else was would I really have the time to invest, or would I be spread too thin to actually do anything? And for her, it was really time. And the mastermind really, she's told us that the mastermind has really helped her focus on streamlining her day-to-day activities. I know that word sounds so lame, but how nice would it be to feel like you could cut out 50% of what you're doing in your day and actually have a better impact? And I feel like that's really what ended up happening. And that's why she had this, they hit their sales numbers so quickly for the year. That's just insanely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been amazing to be a part of her process too. And I know you know this, but I used to open stores for
Yes.
Williams-Sonoma. So being able to help with the process of what do you need to do when you just on your daily task list of a store, and how do you have your employees be totally bought into selling your line, and all those things that it entails. And she's had great luck with hiring. So
Great luck with hiring.
big deal.
I'm so excited because we still have like about 6 months left of the mastermind
Yeah.
to see what it's going to happen at the end of the year with all these designers. So let's talk about Jeanette Cookson Walker, who, in my opinion, is one of the most original, talented designers I've seen in a long time, because her design aesthetic is so unique. Like, I haven't really seen anything like it. And I would say she's kind of like a combination of like art jewelry and meets like beachy jewelry or something.
Yeah, there's definitely a feel to it. You can tell a
Yeah.
story. Her jewelry itself tells a story.
It certainly does. She's so talented. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Jeanette?
What's really interesting with Jeanette is she actually closed a retail store.
I know. It's like the little opposite of Samantha. She decided to close her store.
She decided to close her store and focus on wholesale. And this is something really new for her. And she was kind of like, oh, how am I going to do this? And
Well, let's give a little background. So she is
Absolutely.
in Canada. She's selling in a touristic location in Canada. She had a retail store. And in that retail store, she'd sell already made product. And then she also did a ton of custom work.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And she really wanted to keep her custom business,
Yeah.
but she wanted to also get into the wholesale side of things.
In the wholesale side of things. Yeah, and she had some pretty quick results, like crazy, right? She picked up a bunch of stores within this first few months, and within 6 months of starting the mastermind, she landed 4 wholesale accounts in her dream galleries, and they each placed over $4,000 orders.
I mean, that's huge.
It's so crazy.
And it's so exciting.
And while still maintaining, her custom business, and she ended up increasing her prices in her custom business and made a substantial upgrades to her website. And her growth she's increased her sales by 27% just in that part of her business on her website in her custom business, which is really, really cool. I love, love, love hearing that. And one of the things that I know about Jeanette, that the reason why she got here is she was so focused on setting up systems that would allow her to hire people, that would allow her to do wholesale. This girl is on fuego. She's been sharing her systems in our group, and it's just been like crazy, like what she's done.
Well, and I think that's another fantastic thing about this group is that they get to share that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to reinvent the wheel. They can share what's working for them, and the other designers in the group get to take advantage of that.
Yeah, totally take advantage of it. I remember her sharing like her social media process, and I was just like, this is insane. I think I'm going to borrow it, even though we had a pretty good one already. It's pretty cool.
And I would just also want to say, Jeanette will tell you, like, she hunkered down for about the first 3 to 4 months of really just working on her systems and going through some transitioning, so she can have these great sales.
Absolutely. And so finally, Jeanette's awesome. I know that she really streamlined things and got her systems in place, and having that streamlining really like just got her to the next level. And I think that's so impressive for someone who closes down a retail location, starts a whole new area of businesses, and is in maintaining and increasing their revenue year over year. I mean, I think that's like
Huge.
insane. It's hard to do. Trust me, I've
is.
done that. So the final person that we wanted to share her story is Kat Preston, our designer from Hong Kong. Is she still living in Hong Kong, or she moved back to the UK?
She's living in Hong Kong, and I think they're kind of trying to figure out where they're going
Trying to figure out, well, that's beside the point. But anyway, she's halfway across the world from us. And she'd been in our community for a while before. She'd taken a bunch of courses, and she has made just a bunch of huge changes. And she'd taken huge steps to move into a different office space. She hired a full-time employee, and we helped her through that process, which was crazy. And she has a complete handle on all of her numbers, which is ridiculously cool. And I think it's really like empowering when you do. And her sales numbers have increased between 100 and 200% every month. So every month she's growing that much, which is great. And she has targets set in place to increase her sales for the year by over 400%, which is like ridiculously insane. And she's hoping to sort of hit that all in the holiday season. So we still have 6 months left of this mastermind as we're recording this. So I don't know. I think one of the things that she's really done is gotten like a really strong handle on the inside of her business, so the consistency is there, so that she had the system set up so she could hire someone, and that she could consistently deliver quality service to her customers, so that they were, referring her, and actually over time that increased her sales, which is really, really cool.
Well, and I think also too that she has gained this confidence.
We've seen that shift. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy.
Yeah, and also with her employee, I think she's feeling more. I know she's feeling more confident, but she's acting more confident too. Yes. And that is a big thing, especially when you're getting in front of buyers. And she just had an incredible meeting with a store in the UK.
Oh, that's so exciting! Yay! Can't wait to see how that one pans out.
I know.
So those are 6 stories of some designers who have had really incredible results in the last 6 months just by focusing on masterminding with each other, working with us together, and like doing, an amazing job growing their business, but all in very different ways, right?
Very different ways.
They all had to do some of the same things, like set up more streamlined systems, but some of them were focused on wholesale, some of them were focused on like building their custom businesses and wholesale, some of them were focused on, really building more traffic to their website, and in all different ways. So, I know Catherine works a lot with direct to consumers, even though she's branching out a little bit to wholesale. So there's a lot of opportunity, and I'm so excited more and more to see what happens in the next 6 months.
I know, I can't wait.
I can't wait. So masterminds are just really powerful tools to get one-on-one support and feedback on your specific business model. You have that inner circle support of the other designers, helping inspire ideas that you might not have otherwise thought of. You learn from those who are different kinds of businesses, right, Robin?
Absolutely. And you become more efficient.
Yeah.
And that leads to more sales too. And you get to streamline your systems and processes. And actually that also helps with growth.
Yeah. And creates rapid growth in these cases here.
Absolutely. The learning curve is way faster. Yeah. So.
And that accountability piece is just huge. And what we've seen over and over, like there's really strong like measurable and tangible results, and then there's like results that are sort of intangibles, like how they feel, like their confidence level, and like the energy that they have around their business, how much they're working in their business, the ability to take a vacation for 3 months. I mean, those aren't things that have like specific numbers necessarily tied to them, but it's like a lifestyle choice, and they've been able to set their businesses up in a way, working in such an, condensed situation so that they could do the things that they dreamed of and really admired. And like, on a final note, like crazy enough, Samantha just spent 3 days like running this crazy
60 miles.
Those people who are just like nuts with the running, and they like run for miles and miles and miles. She just ran 60 miles over 3 days and finished the race, which to me is impressive, being able to leave your store, your brand new store, to be able to do that. So it's pretty cool.
And I just want to say also that all of our masterminds are coming to the live event, which is a big deal, because making time out of your business to do this and make it a priority is incredible.
And some of them are flying straight to like live events or trunk shows that they're doing, which is really cool. So we are excited to announce that our mastermind is going to be opening up for enrollment very, very soon. And we would love to invite you to apply. And we've done something really amazing this year, because we've really tried to make this program a lot more well-rounded, right, Robin?
Absolutely. Covering all the bases.
So we hired in some additional coaches, including, in addition to Robin and myself, with our support, we have Mariel Diaz, who from Accounting for Jewelers, who offers financial support. And then we also have Inta Ivans, who is our operations guru over here. So she's amazing. And it's an awesome, really well-rounded program. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can apply for the mastermind, you can go over to flourishthriveacademy.com/mastermind 2017. That's flourishthriveacademy.com/mastermind 2017. And you can get on the waiting list to apply. And once applications are open, you'll be able to download the application and fill it out right away. And one of the things that we always encourage you to do, and all the designers, whether or not you're interested in working with us or not, is to download that application and fill it out, because it's going to be so helpful in really taking a look at where you are in business right now and also where you want to go. And I think that's a great start to kind of help you in your business planning for 2017. So once again, you can download that application over at flourishthriveacademy.com/mastermind 2017 and find out more information. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here, Robin.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait to be back.
Yay, me too. We'll have many more episodes coming up with you on it. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, take care.
Bye, y'all.